Hi, Rory here again, and it's the end of week one of my Fat to Fit hypno-fasting process, and I've just come online to give you a bit of an update about how I've been doing, how I'm feeling about the whole thing, and more importantly, whether I've lost any weight or not. But more about that in a moment. So yeah, the first week of this process has been pretty easy psychologically for me. I seem to have got into the swing of things a lot more easily than I was actually expecting to, because obviously through lockdown I have occasionally gone, okay, let's lose a bit of weight, and then reverted back and not followed through with it. So I thought, oh, hopefully that won't happen again this time. But yeah, I've definitely gone into the mindset of losing weight and getting into this new routine. And I've changed things around a little bit in my home and in my kind of work life. So I've scheduled in kind of Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings at the moment to get out of the house before like 7:45 in order to go to the gym to do a workout, which we've done, I think, the fourth workout so far this morning, which went fantastically well. I posted a video on my Instagram story earlier of me doing some pull-ups, and on I think the first one we did, I think I managed about 12 pull-ups, which, considering I'm like, best part of like 19 stone, that's not a bad effort really. But yeah, today I did a fair few more. I think it was 18 pull-ups this morning. So gradual progress, that's happening. So feeling really good about efforts working out. In terms of the food that I've been eating throughout the week, as I said on the first video, my first week was going to be easing into the process. So I haven't really restricted the types of food that I've been eating at all. I've pretty much, if I wanted some food, I would have whatever food that was. So throughout this week, I've had a Pizza Express pizza, nice big one that you meant to share with another person. I had a whole one of those. I've had a chocolate cake. I made a homemade chocolate cake, which was probably all of the calories in the world. I didn't eat all of it, obviously, but yeah, shared it with the family, friends as well. But yeah, I had a couple of nice chunky, doorstep slices of that. Occasionally having the odd snack or two. I've had a few packets of crisps here and there. I've had some little chocolate bars, and I think I had an ice cream as well. So really haven't been restricting all of the food that I'm eating. But yeah, it's really nice to kind of gradually ease into that process. The thing that I'm really proud of myself for is the alcohol. And today would mark the 10th day of having absolutely no alcohol whatsoever, contrary to the past year in lockdown, where it was at least maybe every other day having a few drinks. So yeah, I'm feeling, because of that, and I think it's especially because of not having alcohol, I'm feeling a lot more clear-headed. And in terms of mood, like I said in the previous video, I was feeling kind of really low mood for the past month, but that seems to have just gone. I feel pretty much really good from the moment that I wake up. I feel a lot more energized, but I also feel a lot kind of happier and more content in myself. And that it half points to not having alcohol, but the other half also points to exercise, because as you probably know, when you exercise, you're releasing feel-good chemicals in your body. So that is a fantastic way to boost and elevate your mood. And you don't even need to do kind of what I'm doing and go and do a proper, gym workout 3 times a week. It can be as simple as just kind of going out for a walk, or, if you've got a few spare minutes, do some body weight exercises, do some squats or some star jumps and, things like that, just to get you moving and get your blood flowing and get those endorphins working. And so now the moment that you've kind of probably really been waiting for, that you're tuning in to watch this video for, is the progress update, the weight loss update. How much weight, if any, have I lost this week? Well, I'm going to pop my scales photo up on the screen in a moment, just to remind you that the Wednesday last week, so 7 days ago, I weighed in at 18 stone 9 3/4. pounds. So we add that 3/4 in, that's important. So as you can see here, I am now down to 18 stone 6, and we're going to round it down slightly. We rounded up the last one, so we'll round this down as just a fraction to 18 stone 6 and a quarter, which means I have lost about 3.5 pounds in 1 week. I did have a couple of midweek weighs on my weighing scales. I know it's something that in the Hypno-Fasting book that I suggest, try not to. You don't want to put too much emphasis on the number on the scale. It's more about checking in with yourself and how you look and how you feel, and those are kind of the more important metrics. So but I was really tempted. I just kind of wanted to see. I felt like I'd lost some weight, so I wanted to double check that on the scales. And on Saturday, I'd lost a couple of pounds by that point. I was like, yes, that's fantastic. And I weighed myself again on Monday morning, so 2 days ago, and I dropped another pound at that point, pretty well, give or take. So I pretty much on Monday was at the same weight that I am today. So when I weighed myself this morning, that was actually a bit disheartening for me that I hadn't lost any more weight since Monday. And that's one of the reasons why, or generally saying that I'm going to listen to my own advice from this point forward, not to keep weighing yourself all the time, because weight fluctuates. It might be that, maybe I had a drink of water in the middle of the night and that was still there. It may be that I had a bigger meal than another day and that was laying heavy. But again, even without factoring food in, sometimes your weight does just fluctuate. So I could weigh myself tomorrow morning and may have lost another pound, or may have put on another pound. You never know necessarily. So it's a really good idea that I'm definitely going to stick to this week, to only weigh yourself as infrequently as you need to. So I'm going to, today is Wednesday. I'm not going to weigh myself now again until next Wednesday. And the great thing about that is then you see a bigger jump rather than jumping on the scales every day or every other day. So that's just something that, a little tip that I would recommend just to keep your motivation up. In terms of this second week, what I'm going to be doing, whether I'm doing anything different, I'm pretty much going to be doing the same workouts at the moment. We're doing about an hour of resistance training, which is a fair amount of time. We are absolutely knackered by the end of it, and we're pretty much working all of the muscle groups. So we're doing the same exercise routine 3 times a week. At some point in the future, we may start to mix it up a little bit and do splitting different body parts to different days, but that's a bit more complicated. But we don't really need it now, just at this start of the process. So that's pretty much going to stay the same. In terms of what I'm doing with food, my aim for this week is to be a little bit better with my food choices, to make slightly healthier choices, not to limit myself and stop having the things that I want, because that's not the mindset that I'm in right now. So I'm still going to have what I want, but maybe work to snack a little bit less in between. I haven't snacked that much, just maybe 1 snack a day in between my lunch and my evening meal. But yeah, maybe limit that to kind of once every other day. So gradually reduce that down. Maybe reducing portion sizes. I know that because I've been fasting, when I fast, then I start to eat. It's like, wow, yeah, I'm absolutely ravenous, and I'll eat a massive plate of food. So I might cut the size of my portion down only a fraction, maybe like 5% smaller, 10% smaller, just to see how much of a difference that makes, and choose healthier options and not just always the easy quick food choices that I've been making throughout the entirety of lockdown. So when we do this again next week, hopefully that will show on the scales, and we'll have another really good week. As you probably know, when you're losing weight, the first couple of weeks generally tend to be the most significant weight loss, and then it can taper off a little bit. So now, having lost 3.5 pounds, maybe next week I might have lost 3 pounds, something like that, and then it might gradually go down and down a little until you're losing like 1.5, 2 pounds a week on a more consistent basis. So that's what I'm kind of expecting to happen. Anything where that fluctuates, is something just to take in stride with the weight loss process. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the update for now. So if you haven't already, feel free to check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm posting numerous little videos and little tips about this process and how you can do it yourself and make the best of it. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you again for the next one in a week's time.